Yeah.
So I guess it's good for him. You know, surprisingly, they're just 2.3 million people.
Exactly.
They have so much oil. They're the fourth producing oil country in Africa.
Oh,
Wow.
So they are rich. Just that's the whole of Ashanti regional voters of the last election. Even less than.
The entire population of the country.
Yes.
Yes.
Just less than.
Well, they're definitely rich.
The entire voters in the 2020 presidential and parliamentary elections in the Ashanti. They are even less than. So,
Well, last night, we saw a video of some monies that were retrieved from the home of the chief of staff. And I was looking at the money.
look quite young, you know.
Yeah, and thinking, oh my
Really?
goodness, this much money in the home of the chief of staff, that tells us how much there actually is. And it's sad that that we, you know, on the back of some monies that were discovered, you know, in the hopes of some
Ghana, talk about it, like Cecilia Dapa's money.
No, but that money in those two cases probably were more than that.
I kept looking at it and wondering what denomination it was.
Probably their local currency.
Yeah,
Yeah,
local.
their
And
local
then I
currency,
think there's some
dollars.
colors that look like the USD and the euros
Dollars.
as well. Yeah.
It was how confused he looked when, you know, the video was being taken. And for me, it was more about the people in the country and the fact that they were jubilating when this coup was announced. It takes me back to Niger, where we're told that about 90% of the citizens were happy when the coup occurred. Are African leaders listening? I don't think so.
Nope.
Because the people are sending a clear message to you that we're not happy. How can one family hijack a whole country for 56 years? How is that possible? That your father rules, changes or amends the constitution, you come in and you also want to extend your stay in power when clearly the constitution says you have only, you know, 2 terms. You want to extend that for some funny reason. You get into that space and now they take you out and you're calling Africans to shout for you.
Yeah, people all over the world to shout for him.
It really doesn't make sense.
I think when some of these things happen, we should think about our own domestic situation. And after I read about the Ghana situation, after I read about the constitutional amendment in Gabon, I was wondering how the framers of their constitution have allowed the constitution to be able to be amended to extend the term of office. You know you can't do that in Ghana.
You can't.
No, our constitution does not.
You just need to have a majority in parliament one day and you can.
No, you need a referendum.
So do you know what happened in Gabon?
So you
Entrenched
actually
clauses
can't.
you can do.
So in
you actually
Gabon,
can't.
Ali Bongo's father, when he became president,
Yes.
he amended the constitution and gave all the powers to himself as president.
Yes.
And that has stayed on, which is why his son is able to amend the constitution as well to favor himself.
There was a time in Ghana when that could be done. That's why I'm saying that when things like this happen, we need to consider the Ghana situation.
You ladies are living in self.
No,
you know, yesterday I made a certain supposition that the constitution that we have, and particularly I'm talking about the Ghana constitution, because if you look at all the coups that have happened along our borders, as well as the African continent over the last couple of months, if not over a year, it's not because we have a semblance of the Gabon situation. It's also because the economic indicators of a certain country are badly managed in such a way that citizens feel so much peeved. For example, today, we're being told that the minority NDC in parliament will not be allowed to go and demonstrate. People need to demonstrate to vent their spleen.
Along the routes that they want to
vent their
demonstrate.
spleen. You know, some of these things, when you bottle people up, when somebody does something stupid, they will get some level of support or solidarity. And we have to be considerate enough to know that these things could happen in any country.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because, look, we're being told that we're going to break the 8. Nobody's saying democracy is not good, because we use the democratic institutions to lord ourselves over individuals of the country. Recently, a World Bank report did indicate that over 870,000 people have gone below the poverty line.
Exactly.
You know? And particularly, take a look at the map that's there, Bella. The red countries that we've seen dotted up there's the extreme Sahara Maghreb area, and then you look at those areas. Those are places that have been overtaken. And these are democratic countries.
Yeah.
They do this charade. The president and the parties in office will go to the ballot box and go and elect themselves back to power. And if you keep doing that, and you keep suppressing people's sentiments and feelings, these are some of the things that you get.
Yeah.
It is not about Russia, Ukraine, because Russia and Ukraine affected Gabon, affected everybody. Affected Nigeria, affected South Africa. It has affected everybody.
But we seem to lean on COVID a lot as our excuse. But you see, when you look at the number of coups that have happened since 1960 up until now in the history of the world, Africa tops it.
Yes.
So coup attempts, 218 of them, successful 110, and failed 108. We top it as against Latin America with 146 coup attempts, 70 successful and 76 failed. And then there's East Asia, Middle East, Europe, and South Asia. Now, if you look at Africa, in the last maybe 3 years or so, there have been 9 coup attempts in Africa alone, 6 of them in West Africa. So that tells you that it is even closer than you think. And you see, there's something interesting that's happening because Gabon shares a border with Cameroon. Now, as it stands now, we're told that the Cameroonian president, who has ruled since 1975, is 90 years at the moment.
Biya.
Yeah.
Paul Biya.
His face
Just
is
last
always
night, he decided to reshuffle his military with new appointments.
Because
he's afraid.
Yeah, he has seen
but
what
this is
can
the
happen.
same man who went for some international meeting. He was sitting there and was asleep. It was his turn to speak. He was asleep. And, excuse me, he farted live on TV. He didn't even know where he was. And you still want to hold on to power. Well, don't make me laugh. You still want to hold on to power.
Yeah.
Same thing with this Gabonese president who has been also, ousted. Now, the thing is that he suffered a stroke.
Yeah.
At that point, why are you still in power? What are you doing there? I remember when he went for, the King of England's coronation. And everybody could see how he was literally just dragging himself.
He was unwell.
Why do you do yourself this level of injustice? I really don't understand.
Well,
a lot of African leaders don't want to let go of power.
It seems almost impossible for them to just let go. But when some of these coups happen, we know that the signs have been there. The signs are there. When leaders who have been in power longer than their constitutionally approved or allowed term, they amend the constitution to extend their terms. It tells you that the people will rise up someday. And while we all frown against coups, revolutions hurts people, it hurts the economy, people die. We don't invite it, we don't ask for it. When democratically elected leaders hide under the guise of democracy or just pay lip service to democracy to continue to extend their terms in office, these uprisings will happen. When I saw the video yesterday of him asking for people around the world to make noise, I wondered whether his own people were making noise for him.
Oh, they're making noise against him.
Against him.
Exactly.
They're not making noise for him. They're making noise against him. And if you cannot, if you cannot get support from your own people, then I wonder what sort of support you expect to get from the rest of the world, especially speaking in English, clearly speaking to the world, and not to his own.
Over
people.
the last 3 years, we have at least I know 2 great personalities who are within the sectors of peace and security who keep trumpeting this. We have Professor Kwesi Enin, and then we have Colonel Festus Abuaji. They consult for AU, UN, the US. They do everything except for us as a country and our government to be listening to them. Because, when things happen around us, we should also take great consideration that the concerns and the opinions of citizens do matter.
Yeah.
And we just don't listen to them. And sometimes, look, we all know that sometimes we could meet people, whether they are in the security services or the army, etc., who could be eavesdropping things to you, and you know that you have to play your gatekeeping role. But there's only so much you can do, because when something happens, all of us will lose our jobs. That's the reality. Nobody will practice as a lawyer conveniently. Nobody will have their businesses running conveniently.
Yeah.
Where are the EU and the UN when all these things are happening? When they're trying to amend their constitution, they stay silent.
Planes
when
to
this
the tarmac.
happens, then they come and condemn it publicly.
They bring planes to the tarmac, evacuate their citizens and their envoys quickly as possible. The thing that the politicians of the Latter-day Saints, I think even yesteryears, have done is that what they do is their spouses are in Europe or America, and they come here, do the rabble-rousing for 4 years or 7 years or 6 years, depends on the term of office in African country, if it's in Ghana, etc. And then they'll go for holidays. So you see on Facebook, this social media is good. So they'll be on Facebook, oh, I went to visit this and that and that. But, sometimes these things rile up the citizens.
Yeah.
They do.
They just create some level of animosity and anger that you're just not in consonance and empathizing with the ordinary people. And this is no lie.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go through what we have for you this morning. So this morning segment, I think we've already started it. So
yeah,
we'll take a look at it. We'll ask you a question, and hopefully you can also join us in the interaction. So why are African leaders unable to relinquish power after serving their term? Well, the question may look like we're thinking long-term African leaders. It could even be long-term political parties who seem to think that everything is fine with them, even though things are not fine. So that's for this morning's segment. Of course, we'll have Johnny's Bite, we'll have the big issues. Today, we'll see whether there will be a continuation of fight of individual. Oh, okay, none of the boxers are in today. So we have Akosua Menu, who wants to be an aspiring parliamentary candidate for Adentan constituency. The cool Nanaya Jantua and our champion Jantua will be right here. And then Mago. So today there will be no fights.
Well,
I've been seeing some fights. So I thought today would have had some
there's some super delegates conversation, so you never know.
There's a super delegates
conversation, yes. I mean, Wontumi has been speaking, as of yesterday. He says that if it wasn't for democracy, I mean, this should have been a done deal for
These are some of the things that anger people.
A lot of people are thinking that, you know, between the two who came fifth, one of them should just be able to cede his position, or, you know, the position
I think that's Ejaku who is saying
no, he says he's not letting go.
He says he's not letting go. He says he never said he was letting go, and he's going to compete till the very end.
Right.
So this conversation is actually
their rights,
it's within their rights, but you ask, you know, it begs the question: what at all is it that's over there that you must, even in the face of what seems like, you know, a competition which has already been won by certain people, for you to continue to want to fight it all the way.
They are breaking the eight.
So there's...
But we'll break the tie this weekend.
we'll break the tie this weekend. And this weekend, apparently, it's just the national delegates who are going to be voting.
The National Council.
The National Council,
yes,
okay.
That will be voting as well. So let's see how that goes.
That
already, there are some party members who are saying it's illegal, you know, for NEC to decide that just the National Council.
Apparently, the party constitution allows for it in times like this. But we're
going for a break, all right? Okay. All right. So on the back of 3FM Discovering Africa, we just want to also give you some comprehensive updates on what we have while discovering Africa.
We're going to SA.
Yes, certainly.
Yeah.
All right.
And also, we have a conversation about
weight loss.
Yeah, about weight loss.
I think you started
yesterday. We had a conversation with a dietitian, and while the dietitian announced her own Instagram handle, I'm getting all the messages in my DM. So the dietitian's Instagram handle, we'll put this out again so you can reach her and ask her questions. But one of the things that came up yesterday was the connection between weight loss and workout. They say that the more you move your body, the more you burn energy. And when you burn energy, you burn calories.
So you should eat more.
Yeah, so if you actually eat less calories than you burn, then you should lose weight. But we got many concerns and questions about people who are working out but are not losing weight. And, you know, are rather gaining weight or are just plateauing. So today we are going to be talking to a fitness expert. She's a fitness expert and a sports nutritionist. She's going to be talking to us about how to work out so that you get the results that you want. Whether or not when you go to the gym, you should listen to everything your instructor tells you. Let's do this, do that, do that. Do these workouts actually give you the results you want? We'll talk about all of that and more today with Laila Zangyo, our fitness expert.
The winter has started. By the end of this month, if we are not fit on this show, we must go home. We have to exercise. Listen, Roland is checking. What are you checking exactly?
Roland came.
Please, we're taking a break. We're right back. Please, so good morning. We've taken the compliments for Bella. And your outfit is very nice.
Oh, thank you, lawyer. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, so we're taking a break. We'll be right back.
I want you so bad, Alpha Cracker. I want you. I wanna say yes, I can't resist. I want you. Ooh, I want you, Alpha Cracker. I want you so bad, Alpha Cracker. Don't me call one casa.
Alpha goodness rich in milk and butter. In Alpha Cracker. Yummy and deliciously crunchy.
But I can't resist you.
Alpha Crackers. Simply irresistible.
This advert is FDA approved.
You are a major stakeholder in nation building. Your voice matters. Start your day with us.
We simplify the conversations, break down the jargons and technicalities. We keep you well informed throughout the week. Start your day with us.
We give the leaders the mandate to govern our affairs. We have a responsibility to hold them to account. It begins here. Start your day with us. Good morning, Ghana, Africa, and the rest of the wonderful world. Welcome to Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.
Start your day well informed. Start with us on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Catch Sunrise Morning Show with me, Johnny Hughes, Helena Piampofo, and William Asidu. Weekdays from 5:55 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on 3FM 92.7. Your urban lifestyle radio.
When the sun rises, there is hope. While this hope lingers on, the citizens look up to the government, the economy, the national development agenda, and everything in between.
On Ghana Tonight, it's our utmost priority to bring you insightful conversations on the economy, break down the biggest issues while setting the agenda for transformation and national development. The big and important stories are treated from the human interest angle, while the facts and the figures are painted with precision. So now, let's cut the convention and start the conversation here on Ghana Tonight. I am your host, Alfred Okamse.
Ghana Tonight shows Monday to Friday at 10 p.m. on TV3. Brought to you by
Flamingo Paint. Superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage, simply superior.
I'm a hero from zero up to hero.
Many with great voices have taken their chance on the biggest music reality show on screen.
Rap na kasa be my career.
Some stood out with their lyrical abilities and style. Mentor is back. The search is on. Who becomes the next winner? Mentor, the world awaits you.
The age-old rivalry that senior high schools engage in is still present within alumni. The battle for bragging rights to a particular endeavor remains even after school. If your school can cook, it means your school is here. If your school can boast of good culinary masterminds, this right here is the perfect platform to showcase that skill set. Alumni have met, and they have chosen representatives to take up the task of preparing extraordinary dishes to bring victory to their respective schools.
Tell me what you're cooking.
Week in, week out, these schools will mount these workstations in a bid to buy your nutritional affinity to them. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare your taste buds and fasten your aprons. These culinary experts are set to battle for the enviable crown of being tagged Lords of the Kitchen. This is Kitchen Wars Season 2.
Kitchen Wars Season 2, Sundays at 5 p.m. on TV3. Don't miss it.
Sponsored by Gino Tomato Mix.
And Napa Foods. Say Napa. Enye Ono Soko.
PGL.
Are you a great FIFA player? Do you think you can beat anyone and be the very best in Ghana? The Warmer Plus Esports Festival is here to give you an experience. Join us at the forecourt of TV3. It will be a battle for supremacy in FIFA. Come around, let's smash it on the table tennis, football, and a snooker table. Kick about with family and friends. Music, food, and many more.
To run it through, Griezmann! Oh, it's there! And he has won FIFA World Cup.
So join us on this ride. It is the Warmer Plus Esports Festival, happening on 2nd September 2023. Powered by 3 Sports.
Welcome back, and this is TV3 New Day. It's time to hear from you either via phone or via social media. The numbers should be on your screens any moment from now. And also on Facebook, we're streaming live at TV3 Ghana. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at TV3 Ghana. So remember, the hashtag is TV3 New Day. This morning, we're asking you, why is it so difficult for many African leaders to relinquish their position as president, even after they have served their term successfully? I mean, clear case of La Côte d'Ivoire, where the president decided to extend his stay in power, amended the constitution. That was because he wanted his person to take over. Unfortunately, that person died, and he decided, well, if that's the case, then I'll step in and be president. And so the constitution was amended, and now he's serving his 3rd term. He's not the only one. Alpha Condé also tried to do that, which is why there was a coup in Guinea as well. And all these times, we've wondered what the ECOWAS, AU, and the other institutions are doing about it. They come out and say, well, it is a sovereign state, and so they cannot necessarily interfere in matters concerning the state. But when a coup happens, they're quick to release a statement. What is being done about African leaders who decide to extend their stay? What do you think is the reason why they even want to extend their stay? Let us know. Call us now. And remember, you can send a message as well. Hashtag is TV3 New Day. Well, and of course, that is the Gabonese president who's asking for everyone to make noise in his support. Aziz is on the line, by the way. Hello, Aziz. Good morning. Aziz, good morning. Aziz, can you hear us? Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning.
All right, good to hear from you. You don't sound too great. What's going on?
Yes, I just want to contribute to the...
Please go ahead, and if you can just project a bit more, we can barely hear you.
Oh, okay. I just want to contribute on the matter.
Talk to us.
You see, Africa, it's time we wake up because our leaders, I believe, they have a lot of hidden agendas which they wouldn't want it to be exposed. So that is why I feel like some of them wouldn't want to step down, or because look at the issue of the Gabonese president. Someone who is suffering from stroke, and you cannot hand over a power to from your deputy and all those kind of things. And a very quick message or a short one to our AU and then the ECOWAS and what have you. I think this time they try to let our leaders understand the pain that we have been through, rather than always relaxing when a matter comes up and they now wake up to do like anything that is not in conformity.
I agree. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us, Aziz. And you can also call us. Thank you. You can also call us. This morning we're asking, why is it so difficult for African leaders to let go of power after successfully serving their term?
It's not. No wonder Paul Biya has made the changes as you announced.
You fear.
So we have them, my uncle, Captain Ajiaga Nje Feli, who has... African leaders.
Seydu. Good morning, Seydu, from Wale Wale. Good morning.
Good morning.
I hope you're doing well.
Doing fine.
All right, please talk to us.
And the other lady on the panel.
That's Nashako. Hi.
The reason is greed and ignorance. That is why they don't want to relinquish power. The leaders are greedy. They don't want people to also benefit. And we the followers, clear example is just our own country. The majority side, even policies that are going to affect just the ordinary Ghanaian life, they support it. They will support it outside, and when they go behind the scenes, they condemn it. Is it not ignorant? Because if you claim to know, why will you see a fact? Just because of political expediency, you will come out and support it. But at the other side, you condemn it. I don't see why you should fear. When an issue is going to affect, just clear example is just this sanitary part issue. Which of them in parliament, whether the males or the female side, which of them is it not affecting? Yet they sit there and pass foolish policies and say we should abide by them.
Thank you very much.
Easy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Jerry Amejiro says, make some noise for the Gabonese president.
You know,
make some noise.
How loud? You know, it's funny because in showbiz, when we say make some noise, we're saying encourage us, give us a round of applause, appreciate what we're doing. So when he said, big up. So when he said make some noise with a face like that, it was sad to see. Anyway, let's read some tweets coming in now. Parish Cooks says that is not the issue. The question is, why are African leaders refusing to bring any meaningful level of development to their countries, even though those countries are rich in resources? All right. More messages coming in. Abdul Majid says, because of greediness and selfish intentions. All right. Still on Twitter, personal enjoyment. That's why. Abuse of power and connections to those around them.
There's a call on the line.
We have a call on the line.
Yes.
Okay, this will be our last caller. Hello, Mark. Hello, Mark.
Yeah, hello.
Good morning. You're welcome to the show.
Yeah, morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I want to contribute. I think what is happening is very good. Very soon,
what is good?
Get his first share.
No. Please, we cannot allow you to say that. We cannot allow you to say that. We can't allow you to say that. While coups and revolutions are happening all across Africa, it's not something that we welcome in Ghana, and it's not something we can allow you to say on this show. But thank you for that call. We'll read some more tweets coming in. Couplebot says, greed, in answer to the question, why are African leaders not relinquishing power after they have served their term in office? All right. That's all we have for now by way of tweets. Let's read some messages coming in on Facebook now. The question is not about coups. The question is about how the people feel. They're happy when these coups happen. Ask yourself why. And that's the question why. As we saw yesterday, the streets of Gabon was filled with all of the people enjoying or excited about the coup. Anyway, it's time to cross over now to Johnny's Bite. He's on now. Let's take a look. We'll be back. Stay tuned.
We will get to talk about what's happening in the African continent, particularly in the West Africa and many other